Welcome to 10-8. 10-8 is a more personal and journal-style series of articles by myself that will center around police management, criminology, and policing. The articles will not be the typical citation-driven essay style that I use. For those articles, please see my Medium page, published books such as Amazon, especially The Business of Policing, Volume 1, Crimes and Punishments in the 21st Century, or scientific published literature highlighted by The Business of Policing, Volume 2, Managing Ethical Police Conduct. Here I will post frequent thought streams on my personal philosophies. Thanks for listening in. What do police accomplish? As Charles Barkley said, who are black people supposed to call? Ghostbusters? What could be more predictable than Minneapolis politicians now demanding accountability from the police department for the rise in violence? The call volume from these cities is significantly higher than in the suburbs. I do not have the exact numbers, but from anecdotal experience, an average weekend in Baltimore was 15 to 20 calls per shift. Not day, per shift, and just for one officer. Many suburban police departments receive that many calls in an entire day. For Baltimore, that was one officer on one shift, on one of 5 to 6 posts, in one of 3 to 4 sectors, in one of 9 districts. I know one thing for sure. A lot of black people are calling the police for help. The beginning of most police shootings is a call for help, and most likely from a black person, and more likely to be a woman. This is not a criticism of those people. It is a criticism of those attempting to take away what the vast majority of black people want. I did not need to see any of the surveys to know what people wanted. I have been preaching about this for a very long time. My idea of Black Lives Matter was to improve the service, not take it away. I wanted the black mom to be confident that when her son was having a psychotic episode, that we would do everything humanly possible to protect his life while protecting everyone else. Defunding the police will only hurt this lady and her son even more. Just like how riots only make this life's lady harder by increasing her insurances and taxes while decreasing her access to resources. If you are here, you most likely already know that I was a Baltimore cop for over a decade, and I am a doctor of police management. And it was a stab in the gut to see the data that policing does not lower crime. I have talked a lot about this. How rational choice, broken windows, omnipresence, increased penalties, the death sentence, and nearly everything policing practice and theory has been doing does not decrease crime. But as what often happens when you get locked in a bubble, many in the police reform circles forget to look at the complete picture. In this case, the unambiguous data that policing has kept a solid lid on crime by maintaining the social order. This is a big reason why I am utterly unapologetic nationalist, and I will debate it with anyone. It is also why I have softened my stance on religion and feel a little embarrassed about my aggressive atheism days. Cultures and societies need a common thread to bind them together. Police are an essential part of the thread that unites America, and apparently this is such a universal truth. The police are a common thread in nearly all societies worldwide. There's a broad level of moral judgment we could levy on some of these policing agencies. Regardless, for good or evil, they are essential in unifying a society. It is a little weird, but also obvious. The benefits of policing extend beyond quantifiable data. Whether a mutual enemy a la Dukes of Hazzards in NWA, or a community leader a la Andy Griffith in Officer Friendly, we need the police like the Joker needs Batman. These are not perfect analogies, but you get the gist. I am all about improving how police contribute to the fabric of society, but removing that thread is devastating. Worse yet, those calling for it in the name of the oppressed communities will only increase that oppression. In the suburbs and rural areas of Middle America, there will be no defunding of their police. I anticipate that on average, there will be an increase in funding in these communities. When they need life-saving help, when they are victimized, they will be able to call for help. They will get the best cops that live, work, and protect in their communities. Crime will be kept at bay. A gray flight will occur between 2020 and 2030. In a much more post-racial society since white flight took place, this time black and white with the resources will flee. I do not know what that will do for America overall, but it certainly will not help those historically trapped in these prison-like geographies. For whatever cops do remain, the reasons for staying and joining get increasingly individualistic and exacerbate the decline. With no common thread of social order, the already desperate communities become more desperate and violent, dragging down the cities and politics that created this with them. Dark days are ahead for cities that remain following the Democratic Party politics, because there is nothing that unifies them.